Earning income in the 3D printing business, what is the potential? I will tell you an example of a case that I experienced myself. I started selling 3D printing products that I designed myself around 2017. The product is in the form of a robot that has articulated body parts, so that it can form several poses. Sales were not very good, only a few were sold. Maybe at that time 3D printing was not as popular as it is now. Besides that, I also sell several airplane models, as you can see on this channel. The sales are better than the articulated robot earlier. Then a few months ago someone asked if I could print an articulated figure model called Dummy 13, while the person provided a link to the model. After I checked, the model turned out to be quite popular, and many were selling the printed version. However, because at that time the creator did not allow the sale of the printed version, I did not dare to sell it, because I respected it as a fellow creator. Then after some time, when I visited the website again, it turned out that the creator changed his decision, and allowed people to sell their printed results on the condition that they must include his name, namely Lucky 13 Toys, as the original creator of the model. At that time, I checked the local marketplace. There were already people selling printed Dummy 13 measuring 14 centimeters high for over $12.50, and the sales were over 50 pieces. Not bad, I thought. From the results of downloading other people's work, and the filament capital which was still under $1, you can get a net profit of over $10. I decided to sell the item, because as I explained earlier, the creator had allowed anyone to sell his prints. There were several things I did before selling the figure named Dummy 13. I had to add some more value so that the product I was selling could compete with similar products sold elsewhere. First, I happened to be able to do 3D modeling. I fixed some parts of the model to make it look more attractive and thickened the parts that were too thin so that they wouldn't break easily. Second, I enlarged the size of the print. If elsewhere it is sold at a size of 14 centimeters, I will sell it at a size of 18 centimeters. Third, of course I will sell it at a cheaper price. If elsewhere the size of 14 centimeters is sold at a price above $12.5, I sell the size of 18 centimeters at a price below $7. At that price, the net profit margin after deducting raw materials, electricity, and admin fees from the marketplace is still quite large, above $4 per piece. About 2 to 3 days since I started selling it in the marketplace, orders started coming in and increasing every day. The 3D printer machine that initially only had one, I had to add more and more, until finally I bought 3 new printers and 1 used printer. So in total I have 5 printers. The orders that come in are around 4 to 10 figures per day. And I have to fulfill the orders alone, so I have to be able to divide my time between taking care of shipping the goods, printing the parts of the figures with the 5 printers that I have, assembling the parts that have been printed so that they are ready to be sent so that I can send them on the same day, and do not need to make the goods as pre-order items. I operate the 5 printers that I have for 24 hours non-stop, to fulfill the existing orders. And until now I have sold more than 300 figures. Well, do you remember what I said earlier that there was a shop that sold the figure for over $12.50? Because at that time there was no other place that sold it. And when I decided to join in selling the product, it turned out that several other people had the same idea. Until when I started selling it, it turned out that several other places also started selling the Dummy 13. Even the sales could be said to be extraordinary. They could sell more than 1,000 pieces in a few days. This Dummy 13, which can be downloaded for free, its popularity was apparently sniffed out by opportunistic oligarchs who are sensitive to the smell of money. Until finally, a Dummy 13 product appeared made by a plastic molding factory with smooth print quality, better than the striped 3D printing results. And of course, the price is much cheaper, because it is a product from a country that produces cheap products, which you know yourself which country that is. There are those who sell it for $1. Products that were originally sold for hundreds of thousands can now be obtained for only $1. So what about the sales from my own store? Predictably, the sales have certainly decreased drastically. At most there is only 1 sale per day, because now dozens of places have appeared selling the same product. The changes that have occurred are very dynamic, all happened in a short time. A momentum that has been successfully utilized by several people, including me. In less than 1 month I managed to multiply 1 3D printer into 5 3D printers, and made a net profit of more than $1.250 in 1 month. For me personally, who is only an individual trader in the marketplace world full of large capital sellers, this achievement is something very meaningful and enjoyable.